So weekly pop quiz discussion. This was pop quiz 24 related to the first unit. At 180, aluminium chloride exists as Al2Cl6. What is the structure? So what will be the structure of this compound? It will have a dative bonding. So which one is representing the correct dative bonding here? And between aluminium and exception is there. Aluminium is a metal and chlorine non-metal. They should have ionic bond, but AlCl3 they have a covalent bond. So aluminium share 3 electrons with chlorine, and there are unshared electron on each 6 unshared electron on each chlorine. So chlorine is balanced because 8 electron. Then there's another molecule of AlCl3 in which aluminium shares 3 electron, and there are 6 unshared electron on each chlorine. So the lone pairs are attracted towards aluminium, and as a result, it will form a dative bonding. Now they all are stable. So which one is showing a correct? There is no charge, like it's not like this. It's not an ionic compound. That's wrong. Here it shows all of them are covalent. That's why it is wrong. This one is correct. 3 of them are covalent and one of the bond is a dative. Dative bond is the one in which both electrons are shared from same element. And what about this one? Here arrow direction is wrong because the direction of arrow is always from an element which is giving its lone pair or a pair of electron to the other element. So because the chlorine is giving its lone pair to aluminium, so arrow we should draw for a dative bond from chlorine to aluminium. That's why C is the right answer for this. The next is some physical properties of 5 substances are shown. The letters are not the element. Which of the substance could be a metal? If a substance is a metal, it should be good conductor of electricity in both molten and aqueous, like solid, liquid, and so it should be good. This one is there. Second one is also there. And here what is happening? Because in a solid state, the giant covalent structures such as graphite can also conduct electricity, but it should have a high melting point. If a solid state it is conducting, either it can be a metal or it can be a graphite. But because a metal is, it should be a metal here because it is reacting, it's a group 1 metal. So M is actually a group 1 metal, and this one is a transition element metal. So that's why C is the right answer. Which substance has a property shown that changes from a molecular structure to ionic when dissolved? Molecular structure means it should not conduct electricity in solid or liquid, but ionic it should conduct. So if it was a covalent substance, it should not conduct electricity, but in a solid, it should, in dissolve or ions, it should. So it should be poor and poor. And then when it dissolve, it is good. So that's why Q will be the right answer. Which is D. So D should be the right. Next is organic waste may be disposed of by landfill or incineration, like burning. Both processes produce gases. The main gas produced from a typical landfill are shown in the table. Name the process that forms these gases in a landfill. So how these gases can be formed in a landfill? Mainly it's by either by fermentation or anaerobic respiration, or by fermentation. These gases are formed. State the main environmental problem caused by the landfill gases and identify the gas or the gases responsible. So the environmental problem, because these gases, as you can see, methane is there, carbon dioxide is there. These are the greenhouse gases. And they're like 95% of these gases are released. So the major environmental problem is a greenhouse, like these are the greenhouse gases. So they can cause a climate change or a global warming, and methane and carbon dioxide. And the gases are CO2 and CH4. Then 1 ton of a landfill waste produce approximately 12.5 decimeter cube of a landfill gases. Calculate the mass of a carbon dioxide produced in a year by a typical landfill, which contain 90,000 tons of waste. Assume that the gas volume of a gas measured at room temperature and pressure. So how we can work out this? First, because we have to calculate annually, like 1 ton of a landfill produce approximately 12.5 dm cube per day. And we have to calculate the mass of carbon dioxide produced in a year by the landfill size, which contain 90,000 tons of waste. So this is a gas which is produced one day. So what we can do, we can work out first how much gas is produced in a year. So we have, and this is by 1 ton. So we have 12.5. Like we have 12.5 decimeter cube, and this 12.5 decimeter cube per day. So every year it will be 365. Means per year it will be 365. We multiply by 365. Then 1 ton is producing this much amount, 12.5. So 90 tons, 90,000 tons. This will be the total. And then we want to calculate we want to calculate for carbon dioxide. Like this is the total gas produced, but 45% of that is carbon dioxide. So we'll take 45% of this. We'll work out for, like, this is the total volume of a gas produced by 90,000 tons of a waste in a year. And how much carbon dioxide is there? The carbon dioxide volume is 45% of the total volume. So we'll take 45% of this. This will give us about 1.84 into 10 power 8 decimeter cube. And then we find the moles. How to get the moles? Volume 1.84 into 10 power 8 divided by 24. We get the moles, which is 7.69 into 10 power 6. And then to get the mass in gram, we multiply by the molar mass to get the mass in gram, which is about 3.38 into 10 power 8 grams. So this much carbon dioxide is being produced every year. Just two advantages of burning incineration over landfill. So, what is the advantage of burning the waste as compared to dumping them? So, it will decrease the amount of a waste. That is the one advantage. And the pollutant cannot be trapped here with a, or it can also be used to generate electricity. So, reduce the waste and it can be used to generate electricity. The last part is the environmental groups prefer recycle to both landfill and incineration. What advantage of recycling? So, what is the advantage of recycling? Because as a result, we need a less energy is used in a recycling, and it produces less toxic waste or a greenhouse gases. And resources can be conserved as well by recycling. That is another advantage.